make us start a fire now.
Yeah, I know you feel that fire. You know we got it smoked out. I know you hear them sirens.
What is up, guys? Happy Saturday morning. Today we are in East Canaan, right in the back roads going up to Ronnie's Harley Davidson in Massachusetts for a nice ride. Got to get my 1,000-mile service. It's a bit foggy today, as you can see. There was a lot of dense fog. I actually was recording before and realized that my SD card was full and my 360 over here did not have the SD card in it. So yep, thank goodness we were close. Had to give a flip around and go pick that up. Yeah, then babies get full quick, so I need to get a bigger one, more space. So yeah, Paul's waiting at the gas station because I didn't have a checklist. You know how that goes. But yeah, happy with this chin mount here. I was saying before that a lot of people gave me some shit for it, but because they don't like it. But it seems to be working okay. I've seen some different models. I definitely like to check them out. The one thing that I gotta kind of figure out is I have the adapter, which is nicely snug to my helmet. However, the Velcro patch that I'm using, I think I messed around with it a little too much, so the adapter keeps popping off. But that's a quick fix. Nothing detrimental to what I need to do. So yeah, let me pick him up. Where is he here? There he is. Getting ready to get on. And I'll get back on when we hit some of them roads. And catch you over there at Ronnie's. Well, we got a snail tail here, so gotta get going. Sorry, dude. Yeah, it's beautiful country up here. Fog has definitely lifted. I believe we're on Route 7. It's horrible. I have no sense of direction. That's why I have my road captain up there. Because I just go. I would love to take a ride, you know, just like get lost. Don't have a plan, just go, get a room somewhere, figure it out. Sometimes you got to get off the maps and just go. So yeah, this is how I control what's going on in my camera right here, just right with my phone. If I want to take some photos or stop recording and things like that. Some people just roll and record and then edit. I try to save some battery because you guys know GoPro batteries are not the best. Look how beautiful that is over there. That's pretty awesome right there. I'm just having to change the backup batteries and things like that. But yeah, I use them to control it. I got the 360 up there behind the phone working its magic. I'm learning how to edit that and get that going. So yeah, the funny thing is, someone's like, well, how long have you been riding? And you know, I haven't been riding that long. I probably want to say 7 years, maybe 7, 8 years. I was always a passenger, and I'll tell you how this got started. So my husband had a 92 Softail that he customized, pretty badass. He used to show it, and we put it away one year, and some things happened in the garage and got a little damaged, and it kind of sat for a little bit, and just kind of sat, didn't ride it. And he didn't know, but he's gonna know now. I used to go in there and just check that thing out, and I'd sit on it and like, wow, man, I would love to learn how to ride this thing. Like, it looks so complicated, all these gauges and buttons, and oh man, I could never do it. So I don't know, I mustered up enough courage one day to say to him, now it was almost springtime, so I said, hey, you know, if you're not gonna ride that thing, man, I would love to get on that and just, I don't know, practice. I would love to just get my license. Cute little car for sale there. And he's like, what? Are you serious? And I'm like, no, yeah, serious. Can we fix some of it up? And I don't care. I'll teach myself up and down the road. That was my plan. Anyway, so we put new tires, fixed some lines, you know, got it running, and yeah, I would just take that thing and I would just go up and down the street and little at a time and work that thing. And what's up? So I finally said, okay, I'm ready. Let's go. I want to take the course now, the safety course. And I went with a friend of mine and took the course. I was scared out of my wits. Tiny little bike that you take the course on. I mean, I could hold that thing up with my knees, which was great because I could handle it really well. I mean, I'm really tall. I'm 5'10", 5'11", so feet were nice and flat. Friend dropped out. She wasn't feeling comfortable and got my license, got my endorsement rather. And he ended up buying a new Harley. He ended up buying a Street Glide, and I had his Softail, and me and all the guys, they were great. They put me in the middle, and man, we went riding, and you know, I'm like, oh God, these guys are gonna take me on the highway, which was the biggest fear I've ever had. And yeah, nobody said a darn thing. They just got on that ramp and went, and I was like, oh my goodness, this isn't gonna be good. But man, when I got that speed up and I was twisting on that throttle and I just felt that adrenaline, I don't think I've ever been the same since. So I definitely have to shout out all those guys. Good friend of ours, Bob Vieira, who passed away recently. I'll never forget. He always said, hug that tank with your legs, squeeze that thing, take those turns, and follow me. But yeah, so that's how I started. And then after that, the bike started kind of having some issues. Just, I don't know, maybe because it just needed some work, and I wasn't feeling comfortable. Clutch wasn't really working well, so I ended up getting a street bob. Because again, here's my thought process. I would never be able to handle a touring bike. And I got a street bob. And that year, we rode up to New Hampshire from Connecticut. I had a little removable windshield. And yeah, I rode that thing up Mount Washington and down. And when I got home, I said, that's it. I can't. I'm done with this. You know, I can't. I need something bigger, something more comfortable, because my butt was cement. Whew, did it hurt? Pretty cool bridge. Pretty cool. So soon after that, I got a Heritage, because everybody was raving about how comfortable they are. Be honest with you, I'm not a real fan of all the tassels, and I didn't really like that big windshield, but I got it because I was like, man, this thing is comfortable. I was comfortable. I will tell you, I bought it in the beginning of August. The month was August, and by the end of the month, I said, nope, it's time to move up. And went into a dealer, and I saw my Bumblebee at that time. What got me crazed about it was it had these awesome 16-inch bars, but it was bright yellow, as bright as the sun. and I got it. I bought it. It was a 13 Street Glide, and I customized that thing, and I loved it. It was awesome. I did some really cool upgrades to it, and the last upgrade I did to it actually was I extended the gas tank, and I don't know, after I did that, it just felt so heavy. And when I was on the highway, it, I'm doing high speeds, it would shake a little. And I don't know, I said, whatever. I dealt with it for a while, and then just went into a dealer one day after a long ride and wasn't planning on doing anything, and just ended up seeing a 17 Road Glide Special, and love the color. And I didn't take anyone's advice, because everybody says do not take the Road Glide out for a test ride. You will be sorry. And I was like, oh hell, let's go. And man, Paul was like, what? Are you insane? What are you doing? And I'm like, I'm just taking it for a test ride. Just come on, let's go. And he, oh man, him and my daughter, they were not happy. And yeah, I got on that baby, and I took her home. I just never looked back, and everybody thought I was insane, but with what I did to my Street Glide. And I cannot compare the comfortableness with the Street Glide and the Road Glide. I mean, I love the looks of both, but just from a standpoint of if you're going for long rides, and the weight of the fairing and all that, it is true. So had the 17 just for a little bit. Went to from Connecticut all the way down to Tennessee on it, which was amazing. I rode the Dragon's Tail on that, and or Tail of the Dragon, and came back and saw a good friend of ours in North Carolina, has a dealer down there, and I saw this baby right here, and which is a 20 Road Glide, and I said, let's do it. So that's kind of my history on how long I've been riding, what I've been riding, why I've changed. Because people are like, oh my gosh, what are you going to get next? Like, when is this one, going to be history? And I'm like, I don't know, guys. This one is probably the top of all of them that I've had. I love this color, is just amazing. And I've done it up the way I've always wanted to do, especially with my rear end. It's exactly the way I wanted it, so I'm pretty happy with it. But this year, I've been down a little bit with just some procedures I've had done, so I haven't done a lot of riding, which is kind of sad. So yeah, but I love it. Been real good to me, and yeah, I think thumbs up on the Road Glide. But a lot of people, they can't decide. You got the Street Glides, like Paul, he had a Street Glide too. And when I bought this, or my first Road Glide, he was like, no way, I can't. I don't like the look. It's not happening. I'm good. He, at that time, he had a CVO Street Glide, and it was beautiful. And he just, what he did? He did what you shouldn't do. I went to work one day, and nice curve. Went to work, and he took mine out and went for a ride with our good friend Sean, and that was it. That's all he needed. He put a couple 100 miles on it, and he was looking. So, and that's coming from like hardcore Street Glide lover, Batwing lover. I mean, he loved that thing. But it's just a different feel. Not saying, anything about anyone that's on a Street Glide, because I had a Street Glide and I absolutely loved it. It's just your preference, I'm not going to come on here and say, oh God, you should get a Road Glide and the other bikes are no good. No, everybody has their own preference. and it's to your liking. And I love the Street Glide. I have friends that have, Road Glide, I'm sorry. I have friends that have Street Glides, and they are pretty badass, and I love the way they got them hooked up, and they're happy with them. So to each his own. To each his own. What we got going on there? That's a high school. Anyway, it feels really good out here today, but man, they say it's going to feel like over 100, so we're going to have to see how that's going to go. I'm not really geared up. I just have a hoodie and 2 t-shirts on right now, so I will be stripping those bad boys off, I'm sure, before we leave the dealer. But these roads are really good. I really wish I knew what road I was on. If I hit my maps up here, I can figure it out, but I'm too lazy to do that. So yeah, what an awesome day. So anyway, let me know what roads you guys ride out in Connecticut, for all you Connecticut people that go into Mass. I love going into New Hampshire. My favorite road up there is Bear Notch Road. I go up and down that thing 1,000 times, and if you've never been up there, you've got to go up there. It's beautiful. Bear Notch Road, it's just amazing. You want to talk about twisties, curves and turns, and just kind of like, it's beautiful. So go to Vermont. Vermont is awesome. Connecticut has a lot of back roads, probably that we haven't even hit yet. So I'm I would love to do that this year before the season is over. We're up somewhere new on the weekends now, so this is kind of our hangout spot this way. Massachusetts is only about an hour from us, so pretty nice, decent ride. Let's see how long it's going to take to get my service done today. We're going to have to hang out, so you guys can come and we'll walk around at Ronnie's and see what they got going on. They've given us pretty much the best price on getting this service done, and I like to get her cleaned up because, man, she is dusty. Dusty. I'm calling her Dusty Red soon. All right, so I will catch up with you guys in a little bit. Let's get through some of these roads, see where we end up.